105.3 Radio Bandera, inyong maaasahan sa news and public service. Ito ang bagong radyo ng sambayanang Pilipino. Radyo Bandera. Tahanan ng mga balitang totoo, musikang bago at may serbisyo publikong taos sa puso. 105.3 Radyo Bandera. Iwawagayway ang bandera ng balayang pamamahayag.
Oras Pilipinas, ganap na pong alas 8:43 ng umaga.
Radyo Bandera, Kuskus, Bandera, Kuskus, Bandera. Magkakatid ng impormasyon at mga nagbabagang balita. Tatalakay sa mga usaping pambaya sa ilalim ng nag-iisang bandera ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Ito ang programa maglalahad ng katotohanan. Kukuskusin, babatikusin ang mga pasaway sa gobyerno at sa ating lipunan. Kuskus, Bandera, Kuskus, Bandera. Sandigan ng mamamayan, kakampi ng mga ina. Kuskus, Bandera, Kuskus, Bandera. Natatanging programa sa radyo na nabubuhay sa maalamat na kasabihan ni Attorney Ruben Arcanoy. Ang lungsod na nasayo, maoy makahatag kusog sa demokrasya. Apan ang lungsod nga mapasagaron, maoy makapukan sa atong kagawasan. Kuskus, Bandera! Kuskus, Bandera! At ngayon, narito ang inyong anchorman.
Magandang umaga Pilipinas, magandang umaga Cotabato City at Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Ngayon po ay araw na po tayo ng Thursday, araw na po ng Huwebes, ika-12 na po sa buwan ng Hunyo 2025. Muling sumasa inyo ang mga balita mula ho dito sa Cotabato City, Maguindanao at iba pang bahagi ng Central Mindanao. Ihahatid po namin ang live mula dito sa Bandera News Center sa lungsod ng Cotabato. Sabayan din po tayong napapanood sa inyong telebisyon sa Bandera News TV, Channel 33 at Channel 4 ng Maguindanao Sky Cable at live din po tayo ngayon sa Facebook page ng Bandera News TV Cotabato. Ako po inyong tagapagbalita, Jasper Acosta. Ngayon po ay 127th na taon na ginugunita po ang Philippine Independence Day na may kalayaan, na may theme na kalayaan, kinabukasan at kasaysayan. Kaninang umaga po ay naglunsad ng aktibidades ang City Government of Cotabato dyan sa City Plaza upang mag-alay po ng bulaklak dyan po sa bantayog ni Jose Rizal. So ngayon, tuloy na tayo sa ating mga balita. Nagsimula na pong mag-issue ng Safe Conduct Pass ang National Amnesty Commission o NAC sa mga kwalipikadong aplikante ng amnesty mula sa MILF, MNLF at former na mga NPA. Isinagawa ang ceremonial issuance ng Safe Conduct Pass kahapon araw ng Miyerkules, June 11 sa Local Amnesty Board Office sa Cotabato City. Kabilang sa mga nahandugan ng Safe Conduct Pass na MP Ali Sulaiman, MP Jack Apas at MP Dan Asnawi. Pinangunahan mismo ni NAC Chairperson Attorney Leia Tanodra Armamento ang pamamahagi ng Safe Conduct Pass kasama si NAC Commissioner Attorney Jamar Culayan. Personal rin sinaksiyan ni BARM Chief Minister at MILF BF Chief of Staff Abdul Rauf Makakua, ProBar Regional Director General Romeo Macapas, 1st Marine Brigade Deputy Commander Colonel Zaldi Joneda at iba pa mga opisyales. 25 na mga aplikante ng amnesty ang nakatanggap ng Safe Conduct Pass mula sa MNLF, MILF at CCP, NPA, NDF para sa unang batch, habang inaasahan naman sa mga susunod ay madaragdagan pa ang bilang ng mga makakuha ng Safe Conduct Pass. Ang Safe Conduct Pass ay magsisilbing dokumento na maggagarantiya sa mga aplikante na magkaroon ng access sa mga programang ng amnesty nang walang pag-alala na maaresto at titiyakin ang dokumento na ito ay kanilang kaligtasan at seguridad habang hinihintay ang resulta ng kanilang aplikasyon. Narito po ang kanilang mga pahayag.
Today, we do more than hand over piece of documents. We hand over the symbol of trust. We hand over case to a new beginning. And we open a door that many of us have fought for, struggled for, and prayed for over the course of decades. Ito po yung paghahandog ng self-conduct passes sa nag-apply ng amnesty. Process po ito na ginagawa ng komisyon o di kaya yung amnesty, yung NAC natin, through the instruction of the President. Kasi po, bago mangyari yung yung self-conduct pass, kailangan gawin natin na mga proseso kagaya ng pag-apply. In fact, kanina kumuha na ako ng form para mag-apply na rin sa amnesty. Kasi kailangan, we have to dadaan tayo sa proseso na ito. Kasi hindi pwedeng mangyari yung kasabihan na hindi ka pa nagkasala, pinatawad na kita. Kailangan, ang mangyari dito is kailangan iproseso natin yon. Yung word na hindi ka pa nagkasala, pinatawad na kita, mga word ng mga LQ yon. Yung mga love quarrel, pwedeng ganon. Pero ito, hindi pwedeng hindi dadaan sa proseso. Today, this self-conduct pass is more than a legal documents. It is a bridge to lie. A bridge between the past and the future. A future that the Bangsamoro people have dreamed of, one of justice, reconciliation, and meaningful autonomy. Mag-time lang kayo kasi 3 minutes lang daw ang sabi sa akin kanina. As a Chief Minister of VARM and Chief of Staff of the Bangsamoro Islamic Armed Forces, I stand before you today, not just a government official, but as a brother to those who once bore arms in search of dignity. I know that it means to fight, but I also know the profound strength it takes to lay down arms and walk the path of peace. To our self-conduct pass holders, you carry the torch of transformation. May your courage in choosing a peace echoes across communities still caught in hesitation. Let this pass be your shield, not just in the legal sense, but as a testament that the Bangsamoro government stands with you. To the national government, through the National Amnesty Commission and the President, we extend our gratitude for your enduring commitment to the sacred process of healing. Through efforts like this, we demonstrate the word that true peace is purged not by force, but through mutual respect, dialogue, and dignity. And to our fellow Mujahideen, may this remind us that the struggle was never for war itself, but for the struggle to live in peace, with honor and self-determination. We are now writing a new chapter in that struggle, a chapter of peace we must author together. This is not the end, it is a new beginning. And as we work forward, may the spirit of unity guide us. The truth anchors us, the dream of a peaceful and Bangsamoro keep us steadfast. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide our efforts, strengthen our bonds, and bless the Bangsamoro with genuine peace and justice. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for honoring this occasion with your presence. Today's occasion, as had been said by Com Jamar, is the first time that the National Amnesty Commission will issue the Safe Conduct Pass to our amnesty applicants pursuant to the Memorandum Number 36 issued by President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. last April 11, here also in Maguindanao, specifically in Camp Siongco. This issuance is a manifestation of the government's sincerity to do everything within its powers and within the bounds of the law to respond to the needs of the members of the RPMP, RPA, ABB, MILF, MNLF, and former members of the CPP, NPA, NDF, and their front organizations, which our President, in pursuit of peace for our country, is giving them the second chance to live a life in the mainstream of our society and participate in nation building without fear of being arrested after they fought for what they believe in will make their lives better and that of their community. But because of their advocacy for their principles, their actions went beyond the boundaries of what is lawful. So they were charged with offenses which are political in nature. The government recognizes the good intentions that you have. And so we are now extending our arms to you to reach out, to make your life better for your family, for your community, as well as for our country. The National Amnesty Commission, as the government's body tasked to accept and process the amnesty applications, aims that the issuance of the Safe Conduct Pass will facilitate the applicants' movement all throughout the country in order to comply with the requirements for his amnesty application. At the same time, this will facilitate their transition to a life wherein they will live in peace with their family in the safety of their homes. To expedite the process, the Executive Committee of the National Amnesty Commission, that is Commissioner Jamar Colayan, Commissioner Serme Ayuyaw, and myself, agreed that Commissioner Jamar Colayan will be the one to sign your Safe Conduct Pass here in Mindanao. I'll be the one to sign the Safe Conduct Pass in Visayas, and Commissioner Serme Ayuyaw will be the one to sign the Safe Conduct Pass in Luzon. So the amnesty applicant need not go to Manila just to secure the Safe Conduct Pass. The request for the issuance of the Safe Conduct Pass will be in your amnesty application. So the local amnesty board where you filed your application for amnesty will assist you and will facilitate the issuance of this much needed Safe Conduct Pass. So I urge everybody who are qualified for the issuance of the Safe Conduct Pass to take advantage of this benevolent act of our government, represented by, of course, by our President and implemented by the National Amnesty Commission. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
The former is least known to be the Day of Forgiveness, while the latter is the celebration of freedom, both values promised by the grant of amnesty. His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. proclaimed amnesty in favor of 4 rebel organizations, expressing the state's readiness to forgive political offenders who are ready to accept their guilt. This is in fulfillment of its commitment under different peace agreements with the RPMP, RPABB, the MILF, the MNLF, and its commitment to the promise of our government to former rebels of the CBP, NPA, NDF. To further increase our combatants' faith in these promises, His Excellency issued Memorandum Order Number 36 on April 8 this year in Maguindanao del Norte, authorizing the National Amnesty Commission to issue safe conduct passes that will free amnesty applicants from the fear of being arrested. A safe conduct pass that has no need for its renewal. The National Amnesty Commission and the other government agencies present here today, working under the whole of nation approach, are here to deliver the government's partial promise of forgiveness and freedom. We are here to release the first batch of safe conduct pass to qualified applicants. And we welcome you all to this important milestone in the implementation of this amnesty program. The safe conduct pass we are releasing today and in the days to come, the details of which are to be discussed by Attorney Muhammad Jamalul Gidokos, our Director for Legal and Amnesty Operations, will protect our combatants from arrest for crimes subject of the amnesty. It will allow them to live their thorny lives in the jungle for the neon lights in our already improved cities and urban areas. It will entitle the sick and the elderly among them to avail of medical attention that are now being offered either free or subsidized by our government. It will provide safe passage to out-of-school youths and even adults to schools and universities that are now offering free tuitions. It will give mothers the chance to personally take care of their children and receive 4-piece grants. Our country has indeed gone a long way from the time we started fighting each other to the time we started talking as peace partners. The issuance today of safe conduct passes to our qualified grantees is the government's expression of its sincere desire to provide our former combatants a path to peaceful life and opportunities to again become productive members of the society. Ngayon na ang panahon upang masilayan ng ating mga kababayang rebelde ang pangako ng bagong Pilipinas.
Mujahidin, mujahidat. Nyatang ketang sa ginami ang mga paguyag kami sa normal ang paguyag o mga bagong samuro sa datar o kapaguyag o mga Pilipino bagong samuro. Pinalamatan nakan sa gobyerno. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
So yan po ang ginanap na programa kahapon, itong pag-i-issue ng safe conduct passes ng National Amnesty Commission sa mga kwalipikadong aplikante na mula sa hanay ng MILF, MNLF at former NPA. Ito po ay ceremonial issuance ng safe conduct pass ng sa Local Amnesty Board Office sa Cotabato City, kung saan kabilang po sa mga nahandugan sa ceremonial program kahapon ay sila MP Ali Sulaiman, MP Jack Abbas at MP Dan Asnawi, kung saan ito po ay pinangunahan nila NAC Chairperson Attorney Leia Tanronra Armamento at kasama ang iba pang mga opisyal. Nandun din na sumaksi si BARM Chief Minister Abdul Rauf Makakua. Samantala, dagdag sa ating mga balita, nagpadala na ng sulat ang Commission on Elections o COMELEC sa liderato ng Bangsamoro upang mapunan ang 80 pwesto sa Bangsamoro Parliament. Ito ay dahil sa nanalapit na eleksyon sa Oktubre. Ayon sa kay COMELEC Chair George Garcia, dapat ngayong linggo o sa linggong ito ay matugunan na ang 7 nabakanteng pwesto sa parlamento na nakalaan para sa lalawigan ng Sulu. Paliwanag ni Garcia, hindi pinipressure ang BARM government. Gayunpaman, kung hindi ito matatapos sa itinakdang panahon ay maaaring magkaroon ng problema sa pag-iimprenta ng mga balota sa paghahain ng Certificate of Candidacy sa mga apektadong lugar. Samantala, Attorney Muammar Guyo ibinalik bilang Provincial Election Supervisor ng COMELEC sa Maguindanao del Norte. Ito'y matapos ginanap ang 2025 midterm elections. Habang si outgoing Maguindanao del Norte Provincial Election Supervisor Attorney Muhammad Nabil Mutia ay itinalaga naman bilang bagong election officer ng Cotabato City. Provincial Election Supervisor ng Special Geographic Areas o SGA at siya rin ang Regional Election Attorney ng Comelec BARM. Ang naganap na balasahan ay may kaugnayan pa rin sa pagpapatuloy nitong nakatakdang BARM parliamentary elections. Samantala, sa ating balitang national, tagumpay para kay Senator Judge Ronald Bato de la Rosa ang naging pasya ng mayorya ng mga senador na ibalik sa Kamara ang articles of impeachment laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ikinatuwa ni Senator Bato ang pagsasang-ayon ng iba pa mga senator judges sa kanyang privilege speech na sinasabing constitutionally infirm ang inihain na articles of impeachment sa Senado. Dagdag pa ng senador, malinaw na halos katumbas na ng dismissal ng kaso ang naging desisyon ng Senado, gayong duda rin siya na mapapatunayan ng Kamara na wala silang paglabag sa one-year ban rule. Baliban dito, kailangan din anyang alamin ng Kamara kung interesado ang 20th Congress na ipagpatuloy ang impeachment case laban sa Vice Presidente. Aminado naman si Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. na nakasubaybay siya sa mga ganap sa Senado hinggil sa impeachment case laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ayon kay Pangulong Marcos, isang Senate function ang impeachment process kaya't hinahayaan niya na si Senate President Chis Escudero ang pangunahan ng pagdedesisyon kaugnay sa impeachment proceedings. Naniniwala din ng Pangulo na hindi dapat maging issue ang pagtawid ng impeachment sa mga sa susunod na Kongreso mula sa 19th Congress dahil sinimula na ngayon ang paglilitis ay malabo pa rin itong matapos bago pumasok ang mga bagong senador. At dagdag sa ating mga balita, nasa mahigit 50 o mahigit 14 na milyong pamilyang Pilipino ang ituturing na kanilang sarili bilang mahihirap. Ito'y batay sa datos ng SWS o Social Weather Station. 8% ang nasabing sila ay nasa borderline ng estado ng kahirapan, habang 42% naman ay nagsasabing hindi sila mahirap. Sa mga nabanggit na datos, aabot sa 14.1 milyon na pamilya ang itinuturing ang kanilang sarili bilang mahihirap, 2.2 milyon na pamilya naman ay natala bilang bagong mahirap, 2.3 milyon na pamilya naman ay itinuturing na parati silang naghihirap, at nasa 9.5 milyon na pamilya naman ay itinuturing na matagal na silang naghihirap. May pinakamataas na porsyentong naitala sa Visayas na may 67%, habang pinakamababa naman ay sa Metro Manila na may 33%. Isinagawa ang survey noong April 23 hanggang 28 sa pamamagitan ng face-to-face interview sa 1,500 na mga Pilipino sa buong bansa. At dito po nagtatapos ang ating palatuntunan ngayong umaga po ng Thursday, June 12, araw po, Independence Day. Sa kanila po natin mga reporters, cameraman at technical side Wiki Madamba, ako po yung tagapagbalita, Jasper Acosta, na nag-iwan sa inyo ng magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
105.3 Radio Bandera, Cotabato City. Pinakarespetado sa news and current affairs. Ito ang bagong radyo ng sambayanang Pilipino. Radyo Bandera. Tahanan ng mga balitang totoo, musikang bago at may serbisyo publikong taos sa puso. 105.3 Radio Bandera. Iwawagayway ang bandera ng balayang